abysmally very poor. Tinubu, what do you think about yourself? Defend yourself. So let's hear it. Tinubu, defend yourself.
Dear brothers and sisters, yes, I am in charge here today, but you are running a constitutional democracy. I will put to you to summon the governors. Summon them, call them up. I'm doing my best to improve the revenue of the country and giving them their due. But they must equally be sympathetic to the populace, and they must consider the need of the local people. People reside in the local government. People are in the local community. That is where they reside. That is where they feed. That is where they garden. That is where they cook. That's where they farm. If the local government are not free, and the leaders don't hang on to the number. We have 774 local government. It's just a number. Is it effective? Is it reaching the real people? Who is being held accountable for this money? Maybe we should look and recalibrate. One version that was good 4 years ago might not be good today. And when we won the votes, we go to the locals. When we get the vote, we move to Abuja. I think we have to collectively join hands. I need for you to get us a committee of people that can really embark on the campaign for our value to change. Our brothers and sisters, it is disheartening watching the TV and see the number of people in IDPs. No sincere leader in this country will be happy seeing that. We have to pull together to rescue Nigeria from banditry. Yes, we know we are making progress, but we want to eliminate that one completely.
Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi.
Tani Brewer, àbí wèrè ní kọlù ni. You're my brothers and àbí ṣìrè ni sir. Tani brother and sister Tani Brewer. Do you see, how many of you can remember when I once said He be called want to be president. And he expended billions and billions of stolen money to achieve that. I said, it will be their president. Even if he wants to be for it, he should. He will, whenever he's by himself, he will cry and ask himself, what have I done to myself? What am I doing here? But they can continue to put up faces in the public. Okay? But the demented Kolu, once in a while, when his brain comes together, he's asking himself, why? You need to call the governors. We all need to come together and fight bandits. Around that time, he's probably forgotten that, okay, yeah. I'm in charge. Because they told me that I am in charge. But, hey, guys, are you sure I am in charge? Are you sure? He will cry. And I don't know if the whole worries is going to be enough to kill him. But as a tough criminal, right? I think he will be able to cope. But off camera, all by himself, with all of this wahala, he will sit down and be like, I'm waiting to put myself into to long. I kind of feel like that. And when you look at that, his face there, help me, please help me. Kind of. The president of a country under the grip of terrorists is begging for help. When all it has to do is just to talk to his team, the same way they decided to use abracadabra and take you back to colonialism or colonization, right? They could do the same thing as well and just take us back to regionalism. Okay, let's try that. Take us back to regionalism, and then break the entire center up, and we will begin to deal with the problem regionally. Okay, so don't worry about others. Okay, somebody that started spending the local government money as governor, using the local government money according to him, joint accounts. The same Tinubu today is worried that the local governments are not viable. Is that a change of hearts? Well, I get some land inside the bar beach. Inside the bar beach where I won't sell. It has airports. Contact me for details, okay? That if Tinubu is interested in local government autonomy and all of that things that they are currently trying to push as well. So yeah, that's Kolu's defense. I am trying my best. Go and call your governors too. So that they can, since you can't call your governor, since you can't do anything, so you just have to wait and leave according to their dictates. Hang on, I have something here. I don't know what's that. Oh, okay. That's a song. I don't think I need that this afternoon. I want to send my sympathy to this lady who is very shocked to see this kind of cheating. I say, oh, this is the cup, my cup of tea, or sorry, my teacup rather, right? A cup of tea. And if I say it is a 500 gram, Baba, it should be 500 gram content inside. Let me say you go say, okay, the kettle is a 400 gram and the content inside is 100 gram, making it 500. Now cheating. And she go buy over 10. And she's shocked.
The meaning of this, please. What is the meaning of this? Like, what is this? I just bought this thing here. This is my first time to open it. Lo and behold, is half. I bought this thing close to 8,000 naira, 7,800 naira. No, this is not fair. This is not good at all. How can you buy this size of milk and when you open it, it's not half? It's even up to this place. This is very unfair. This is very unfair. It's very unfair. If people don't want to do this thing again, you stop doing it. Like I'm doing this, and somebody will buy it, and I think that this is very annoying. This is seriously annoying. How can you buy half of this thing for 8,000 naira? What is really happening in this country? I'm not happy about this. See the milk. I just opened the milk. Everything I just opened it now. Yeah.
Sorry, Auntie. This is just the beginning.
And it was perfect. We had each one a meter. Everybody was treated correctly. The water was clean. The money we paid even paid for the swimming pool. There was clubhouse, swimming pool. I mean, there was many things for people to enjoy. I don't see anything from the money that we're putting in to this place. I mean, we don't even have security. Every time I open the phone or my husband opens the phone, we see from the forum about how many people are being attacked and the security is bad. I don't know where the money is going. And when you don't have transparency, guess what? It's corruption. And it was
It don't read. Even Oyibo they protest for Nigeria, wondering how they were paying money to the estate management, and yet there's no security, there is no this, there's no that. So she had to lead the residents to go and protest. It don't read for everyone, but we can all continue to pretend though, if the pretense still does work for others. So yeah, that's this afternoon. So that's the first part rather. So the second part of the chat this afternoon is going to be us continuing with our reading. Even though I intend to take calls, right? But we'll take the call, let's say in another hour. Or yeah, in another hour. So if we have the chance of taking enough, okay, maybe one or two, and you can react. We finished, so we stopped this halfway the last time. And maybe I should take a break in between so that at least to have some semblance of say, okay, that's the first phase over, and this is another phase. So are you ready for that? You ready?
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Chai! Wahala dey o.
Wahala dey. So thank you so much, everyone, again, for being with me. So we will be continuing the reading of, remember, White Malice, written by Susan Williams. And it is the CIA and the neocolonization of Africa, summarized. I think there's a preface that I want to kind of read. So if you have been following this, that is great. We are currently at the chapter 5, page 61, okay? And this, do I need to give you a recap? I'll just continue. I think I will just continue because of our time, okay? But we have gotten to a stage where the organizations that were acting up as pro-Africa, pro-blacks from America, they were springing up, and these were like a CIA set up organizations to infiltrate some of the organizations or groups or parties fighting for independence in various African countries. But they presented themselves, because they were also blacks, so they presented themselves as those who want to come and help them in achieving independence, but no, there is more. So I'm going to continue from where we stopped midway last time. So, and this is now. So they said, then I'm gonna go to So the CIA had funded, had funded the inaugural convention of the Congress in West Berlin in June 1950. And they are talking about, okay, let's continue. The event brought together more than 100 American and European intellectuals or intellectual celebrities, they said, including author Kostler and European and the author of Darkness at Noon for 4 days. So the open air closing ceremonies were attended by some 15,000 West Berliners. The CCF financed numerous cultural events and some 20 well-known and highbrow periodicals, including Encounter in London, The Monarchs in Berlin, Proofs in Paris, Forum in Vienna, and Tempo Presente in Rome. The CIA and the Congress worked closely with selected publishers to support the publication of book titles. In the US, its regular partner was Frederick A. Prager, which by the mid-1950s published between 100 and 150 CIA titles a year. Over 1,000 books were published by Prager in association with the CIA during the 1950s and 1960s. Through these and other maneuvers, observes David Price in an article on the CIA's book publishing operations. The US government secretly corrupted scholarship and warped academic freedom in ways that left the American public uninformed. In Mexico, the publishing house of Bartolomeu Costa Amic flourished with CIA support. It was the best deal I ever had. Costa Amic is reported to have said, the CIA pays for all the printing and then they buy all the copies. There is rich irony. Price observes that the secret police of American capitalism had to covertly prop up works that could not survive the free market that the agency was fighting to protect. The CIA's International Organizations Division, IOD, which oversaw the CCF, arranged the Congress's funding via pass-through fronts. One of these was the Fairfield Foundation, which Josephine's boss at the CIA, Lawrence D. Novell, sometimes referred to as the Far-Fetched Foundation, as it was so obviously a front. Everybody knew who was behind it. He told Stoner Sanders it was ridiculous. Tom Braden explained to Stoner Sanders the functioning of such foundations. So, Braden said the Fairfield Foundation was a CIA foundation, and there were many such foundations. We used the names of foundations for many purposes, but the foundation didn't exist except on paper. We would go to somebody in New York who was a well-known rich person, and we would say, we want to set up a foundation, and we would tell him what we were trying to do and pledge him to secrecy. And he would say, of course, I'll do it. And then he would publish a letterhead and his name would be on it. And there would be a foundation. It was really a pretty simple device. This masquerade was successful. One of the many writers who were misled in this way was Richard Wright, who was funded by the CCF to attend the Bandung conference in 1955. It supported him in other ways too. 3 CCF magazines published excerpts from his book, Black Power, 1954, which includes an account of his visit to the Gold Coast in 1953 and his observations on Pan-Africanism. And 4 Congress magazines published excerpts from the Color Curtain, Wright's account of the Bandung Conference. Wright was therefore funded without his knowledge by the CIA. At the same time, he was being spied on by multiple acquaintances in multiple agencies. He was observes Joe Whitney in Thinks, how the CIA tricked the world's best writers. Wright realized, as did James Baldwin, that officials were spying on him. They penetrated groups he was part of, using both the FBI and the CIA to keep tabs, manage, rein in, bribe, and publicize. The dual role that the CIA played by likely spying on and definitely funneling money to figures like Wright and Baldwin was positively schizophrenic. It was being suggested that the Journal Contacts in South Africa, which was the organ of the Liberal Party and edited by Patrick Duncan, benefited from funding by the CIA, since its publisher was associated with the Fairfield Foundation. No proof has been seen, however, of a direct link between Duncan and the CIA. He was one of the delegates at the AAPC and described it as the nearest thing to utopia I have seen. 3 pages of contacts were devoted to the conference. Duncan's position was closer to that of AMSAC and the AAI rather than the Council on African Affairs. The journal declared that it was proud to be anti-communist. So Duncan was frequently in disagreement with the Reverend Michael Scott, who was also at the AAPC. In 1952, Scott had set up the African Bureau in London to support Africans who wished to use constitutional means to challenge political decisions affecting their lives in the colonies of Africa. The historian has established that a no-strings grant of £3,000 a year to the African Bureau came from the Fairfield Foundation. CIA funding was provided not only via pass-through fronts such as the Fairfield Foundation, but also via legitimate and established organizations such as the Ford Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, and the Carnegie Foundation. In 1954, it was agreed at the Ford Foundation headquarters to formulate a standard policy for how to undo such government-sponsored projects. By the early 1960s, report Stono Sanders, Ford had funneled about $7 million to the Congress for cultural freedom. A CIA study in 1966 argued that this was particularly effective for democratically run membership organizations, which need to assure their own unwitting members and collaborators, as well as their hostile critics, that they have genuine, respectable, private sources of income. Wole Soyinka, the Nigerian writer and future Nobel laureate, was shocked to learn in 1967 that the CCF was a CIA front. and that he had unknowingly received some funds from America's Foreign Intelligence Service. He was bitterly disappointed in Melvin Lasky, one of the intellectual leaders of the CCF and the editor of Encounter, who did not deny direct knowledge of the agency's involvement. Soon enough, exclaimed Shoyinka, we would discover that we had been dining, and with relish, with the original of that serpentine incarnation at Ibere. The devil himself, romping in our post-colonial garden of Eden and gorging on the fruits